Hello, peeps, and welcome to episode 14 of the Team Curvy and Healthy blog. Go ahead and hit subscribe right now to my YouTube channel, and we're going to get into it. So today's topic was given to me by one of my Instagram peeps, and the topic was, why is there a communication gap between men and women? So that's today's topic. And of course, I'm going to be speaking from the female perspective. But what I can say a lot of times is that there's just a huge lack of trust. There's a huge lack of trust because of the lies we've been told, because so many half-truths, so many, things that were presented as truth, and then you later find out that it's a lie. Case in point, there's a gentleman who was trying to talk to me once, and I'm pretty upfront. I'm a pretty upfront woman, and it has backfired so many times because I'm just like, let's get to the point. If you're just trying to smash, just say you're just trying to smash. That way you can roll on, I can roll on. You don't have to pretend to be in a farce of wanting to be in a relationship. And so, oh my God, I've been blocked, and guys been like, oh no. Because I'm so upfront. But anyway, so there's a gentleman who's trying to talk to me, and so I asked him, I was like, look, are you in a relationship? Does somebody think that they're in a relationship with you? Are you recently divorced? Are you this, that, and the other? Baby, what is your situation? And they were like, oh no, I'm single, this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay, cool. And we talked for a few months, and we were friends on Instagram, but not on Facebook. And just so happened, I was on Facebook one day. He didn't live in Memphis, and I saw him propose to somebody through a mutual friend, and I was like, now that's the same motherfucker that said that he was single, out here proposing to somebody. Oh, okay. And that was the end of that. And I don't think I ever spoke to him again. I think I blocked him immediately after that. I'm like, hell, don't even worry about why you can't get in contact with me, Negro. Because I asked you, were you single? You said you were completely single. And then just so happened through God and divinity and a mutual friend, I see your dusty ass and propose to somebody. What in the hell? So I'm like, hell, I don't feel bad for me because, we were just talking. I actually feel bad for the chick you proposed to, because she's sitting up here thinking she got a good man, and your ass still talking to other women while you handed her a ring. So you starting off the relationship dirty. Craziness. So, a lot of times that's just kind of what happens. There's a communication gap because there is a lack of trust. There's just, and then also you have to be open to what that person is saying to you. So if somebody does come to you truthfully, they tell you what is going on, you have to be able to accept that truth, as far as in just being able to say, thank you for being honest. Because sometimes when you are honest with somebody, like I said, that shit backfires. They get mad at you for being honest. Like, well, hell, I'd rather somebody be brutally honest with me than lead me on with a lie or have me thinking something is different than what it is. So a lot of times too, women, we have to be able to accept the truth, whatever that truth is. It may not be what we want to hear, but at least somebody was open and honest enough to tell you what the business was. And so, that gives you a choice. And it doesn't just mean, they're with somebody. It could be whatever the truth is. They can say that they're not ready to be in a relationship. They can say that anything, but you have to be able to accept it. And like I said, it may not be what you want to hear, but you got to give that person their props. You got to give them kudos for being open and honest with you. Because a lot of times when a person is talking, you're already formulating your response to them. You're already going to tell them what your thought is to what they're saying, but they haven't finished their thought. So you actually have to give that person a chance to get their full thought out. I must say this though. I am one of those people that's like, get to the point. Get to the point. Get to the goddamn point. I can't stand when this is the subject and you go all the way around before you get to the subject. Shit, go straight to it. You do not have to tap dance around the subject. Get to the point of it. I am definitely one of those people. I guess it's just because I'm so direct and what I want and what I like and what I want to say. I appreciate somebody that can get to the point. There is nothing worse than you needing to tell somebody something and they take you all the way around the world before you get to the point of the subject. Say what the fuck you got to say and get it over with. And then that way you all can go from there. You know, I really, that is like one of my pet peeves is when somebody takes too long to get to the point. Say what you have to say. Like I said, I may not like what you have to say. I may not agree with what you have to say, but at least have the guts, the balls, the nuts, the whatever to say it. You know, so many people walk on eggshells and I'm like, man, screw them eggshells. Say what you got to say. And my thing is too, don't you be out here with these soft ass feelings and you can't accept it. You know, like I say, you got to be able to accept what someone, when they're being honest with you, accept it. Baby, I had an ex-boyfriend, that Negro used to lie about so much shit that ain't make no sense. If he said the sky was blue, I had to go outside to make sure it wasn't green. It's like some of the stuff he used to lie about, I'm just like, what's the purpose of even lying about that? That makes no sense. So it's like you have to use your discernment, because sometimes there are people that lie about everything and it makes no sense, or they'll do a half truth which is still a lie. You know, that they be out here alternative fact and stuff, and it's just like, no, it makes no sense. So folks have to be able to have open and honest communication. They have to be receptive to feedback. And so I think that's where a lot of the times the communication gap is. There's no trust. And if somebody is being honest with you, you can't accept it, or you don't want to accept it because it's not the news that you want to hear. So that's my thoughts as far as in why there's a communication gap between the sexes. People want to hear what they want to hear, and people want to lie. And sometimes, like, you just been lied to so much that you don't believe people. And it's like, I used to be one of those people, like, I just take you off your merit. If you tell me that this is this, I just say, okay, because why would they lie? You know, why would they lie about something so insignificant? But then as I got older, I realized people lie about a lot of insignificant shit. Stuff that makes no sense to lie about, people will lie about. And I don't know if it's to make themselves feel better. I don't know if it's to make them feel more important, or whatever the case may be is. But a lot of times you just can't believe people. And so the communication gap comes in with honesty, being open, and being receptive to what you're being told. So that is my thoughts on that. If you ever talk to me, anyone ever out there in the world of social media land or in person, get to the point. Get to the point, be direct, and be honest, because I will 100,000 times respect a person that is willing to be honest with me and be direct with me. I respect that person so much, because it's hard being honest. It's hard telling the truth to somebody who doesn't want to hear the truth. And so I know that if you can do that, you know, we can have a more solid relationship, friendship, whatever it is, because you're willing to do what a lot of people aren't willing to do, and that's to be honest and open and direct. Those are qualities that should be celebrated, and just because a lot of times they're rare. Okay, so getting into the food, I have become kind of comfortable with not having meat in my meal prep. God knows I'm really not trying to go vegan, y'all, but it's just like I'm really enjoying not having meat. Now, I can say it is more vegetarian this week because I do have some cheese in my salad. So it's more so erring on the side of vegetarian than vegan. Well, no, I can't even say that because there's only one thing that has cheese in it. Damn. It's supposed to be vegan again this week. Okay, then Kim. whip it. But let's get into it. So for breakfast, I am having my favorite Morningstar Farms maple flavored sausage with the 100 calorie English grind muffin. So that's breakfast. 2 sausage and a muffin. And so that's breakfast. And next I did a vegetable pasta with the field grain roast meat. It's not really meat, but it's the field roast sausage. And then did the roast of Brussels sprouts, onions, and sweet potatoes. And it came in a bag. So it was a bag of roasters, and I put it on a sheet pan with some olive oil, some seasoning, and I put it in the oven on 450 for 20 minutes, but it still didn't have enough color on it for me. So then I broiled it for like 5 minutes or less, a little bit less than 5 minutes on high, because I do like a little bit of char on my food. I like color on my food, because when you have color on your food, it makes it look not so bland, and then you know that you're getting those oils out, the flavor is coming through. When it's just white and sickly and pale looking, like, you know that it's not done and it doesn't taste like shit. So yeah, that is the other part. Then I did a salad, and this is the only thing that has cheese in it, or that has an animal byproduct in it. And so it has feta stuffed olives in it and feta cheese. It also has artichoke hearts. I have orange sweet peppers, tomatoes. It also has fresh red onion, as well as the power greens green blend, and that is with the spinach, kale, and Swiss chard mix. So got that salad there, and it also has oil in it. So the olives came with oil, and so that's going to be my dressing. It already tastes like the olives. It's got that saltiness in it. I don't need to put any more oil in it. When it's time for me to eat it, I'm going to shake it up, turn it upside down into a plate or a bowl, and eat it like that. Next is some greens. So I got these greens. These are turnip greens, and they came from, I want to say, Pick Sweet bag. I have never had greens before that I know of, maybe at Piccadilly, where they came in like a bag. Usually I just am standing up over the sink and I'm picking and washing my own greens. I did not feel like that today. Therefore, I have these Pick Sweet greens, and so they're already cleaned and and I put them on the stove and I let them boil, and I put some onion powder in there, garlic, pepper, some red pepper flakes, and a little bit of sea salt. And so I cooked that down, and they taste pretty good. They're of course not as good as if I would have did it myself, but they saved so much freaking time, and they were good. Well, they're good enough to get me through this week of meal prep without having to stand over the sink and pick out 10 to 15 bunches of greens, because you know greens cook down to nothing. But I actually prefer to mix turnip and mustard greens. I don't necessarily do collard greens anymore. I just prefer the texture of turnip and mustard mix. So that is the food for this week. Like I said, it's still no meat. I'm still happy not eating meat. I had a piece of chicken yesterday, so I haven't just jumped out of the fence with it. You know, I am still having meat intermittently, but overall, I kind of let it go. I don't know if this is forever. I pretty much doubt it. But right now, for meal prep, I dig not having meat. And I think that's it. I have some avocados. I don't know what I'm gonna eat it with. I don't know if I'm gonna make my own little mini guac for snacks or whatever, but I do have some avocados that I can use for snacks. I have some pita chips that I can eat it with if I'm hungry. But that is the food for the week. And I always tell y'all, please subscribe to my social media. Kimberly Rainey on Facebook. Miss Kimmy Kim on Instagram. And always www.teamcurvyandhealthy.com, my website, if you need this information. But yeah, just to get to the end of the video, just to say the communication gap between women and men exists because there's a lack of trust. And that's because so many people have been dishonest in their dealings with others. They are unwilling to be truthful, and therefore when someone communicates, you just don't know if that person is being truthful with you. So the communication gap exists because you don't know if you're getting played, if you don't know if somebody is being open and honest with you. So I think the gap will close if people start becoming more honest in their dealings, in the way that they communicate, in the way that they talk, and just be direct and don't be afraid to tell the truth. Tell the truth. Say what you have to say. All right. So thank you. And I will be talking to you soon. Peace.